Do you ever feel like you're constantly running on empty? That no matter how much you sleep, you just can't shake off that deep, bone-weary exhaustion? If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. We often blame our tiredness on a busy schedule, stress, or a bad night's sleep. But what if the real problem lies much deeper, right inside our cells? Today, we're going to dive into the microscopic world of our bodies and uncover the tiny powerhouses that are key to our energy levels, the mitochondria. And more importantly, we'll explore how their decline might be the real reason you're always tired and what you can do about it. So, what exactly are mitochondria? You might remember hearing about them in high school biology class. They're often called the powerhouses of the cell, and for good reason. Imagine your body is a bustling city. The mitochondria are the power plants working around the clock to generate the energy that keeps everything running, from your brain thinking, your heart beating, to your muscles moving. They take the food we eat, the fats, sugars, and proteins, and combine it with the oxygen we breathe to produce a special energy molecule called ATP, or adenosine triphosphate. ATP is the universal energy currency of our bodies. Every single action, every thought, every heartbeat uses ATP. Without it, life as we know it would grind to a halt. Think about it this way. Your phone needs a charged battery to work. ATP is like that battery charge for your cells. Mitochondria are the chargers. Some cells have more mitochondria than others, depending on their energy needs. For example, your heart muscle cells, which beat over 100,000 times a day, are packed with thousands of mitochondria. Your brain, which is an energy-guzzling organ, also relies heavily on them. So, when our mitochondria are healthy and efficient, we feel vibrant, focused, and full of life. But what happens when these power plants start to fail? This is where the concept of mitochondrial dysfunction comes in. When our mitochondria can't produce enough ATP to meet our body's demands, it's like a citywide power outage. Everything slows down. This is a primary driver behind chronic fatigue, that persistent feeling of exhaustion that isn't relieved by rest. When your cellular power plants are sputtering, you simply don't have the fuel to function properly. The signs of mitochondrial dysfunction go beyond just feeling tired. You might experience brain fog, difficulty concentrating, or memory problems. Your muscles might feel weak or ache for no apparent reason. You might even find that you don't recover well from exercise, feeling wiped out for days afterward. This is because your brain and muscles are incredibly energy demanding. When they don't get enough ATP, their performance plummets. It's a systemic problem that can lead to a cascade of other health issues over time, because every system in the body relies on this fundamental energy production. So, what causes our mitochondria to become dysfunctional in the first place? It's not usually one single thing, but rather a combination of factors from modern life. One of the biggest culprits is oxidative stress. As mitochondria produce energy, they also create byproducts called free radicals. In small amounts, these are manageable, but when they're produced in excess, they can damage the mitochondria themselves, creating a vicious cycle. Think of it like a power plant producing too much pollution that starts to corrode its own machinery. What increases this oxidative stress? Things like a poor diet, high in processed foods and sugar, exposure to environmental toxins like pollution and pesticides, chronic psychological stress, and even a sedentary lifestyle. Our bodies just aren't designed to handle the constant barrage of these stressors. Over time, this damage accumulates, leading to fewer and less efficient mitochondria. Aging is also a natural factor. As we get older, our mitochondrial function naturally declines, which is one reason why we tend to have less energy as we age. The good news is, this isn't a one-way street. We have a remarkable amount of control over the health of our mitochondria. You can absolutely take steps to protect, repair, and even build new mitochondria. This process is called mitochondrial biogenesis, and it's your secret weapon against fatigue. Let's talk about solutions. And it all starts with what's on your plate. Your mitochondria need the right fuel to work efficiently. A diet rich in whole foods is crucial. Think colorful fruits and vegetables packed with antioxidants. These antioxidants are like a cleanup crew for your cells, neutralizing those damaging free radicals. Foods like blueberries, spinach, broccoli, and nuts are fantastic sources. Healthy fats are also essential fuel for mitochondria. Avocados, olive oil, and fatty fish rich in omega-3s south, like salmon, provide high-quality energy that burns cleanly. On the flip side, you want to minimize the dirty fuel, things like processed sugars and refined carbohydrates. These create a lot of oxidative stress and gum up your cellular machinery. Beyond diet, specific nutrients play a starring role in mitochondrial health. B vitamins are critical for the energy production process. Coenzyme Q10, or CoQ10, is a powerful antioxidant that's concentrated right inside the mitochondria, helping them produce ATP. Our bodies make CoQ10, but production declines with age. Magnesium is another superstar mineral involved in hundreds of enzymatic reactions, including ATP synthesis. You can get these nutrients from food, but sometimes supplementation might be helpful, especially if you're dealing with significant fatigue. Of course, always talk to a healthcare professional before starting any new supplement regimen. Now, let's talk about exercise. It might seem counterintuitive to exercise when you feel exhausted, but it's one of the most powerful ways to boost your mitochondria. When you challenge your muscles through exercise, you send a signal to your body that it needs more energy. In response, your body creates more mitochondria to meet that demand. This is that mitochondrial biogenesis we talked about. You don't have to run a marathon. High-intensity interval training, or HIIT, has been shown to be particularly effective. This involves short bursts of intense effort followed by brief recovery periods. Even regular moderate exercise like brisk walking, swimming, or cycling can make a huge difference. The key is consistency. Another powerful tool, and one that might surprise you, is temperature stress. Both cold exposure, like taking a cold shower, and heat exposure, like using a sauna, can trigger a survival response in your body that stimulates the production of new, stronger mitochondria. It's a concept called hormesis, where a small, manageable amount of stress makes your system more resilient. And we can't forget sleep. Sleep is when your body does its most important repair work. During deep sleep, your brain clears out metabolic waste and your cells have a chance to repair the damage from the day. Chronic sleep deprivation is a massive stressor that directly harms mitochondrial function. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night. To improve your sleep, create a relaxing bedtime routine, avoid screens before bed, and make sure your bedroom is dark, quiet, and cool. Finally, managing stress is non-negotiable for mitochondrial health. Practices like meditation, deep breathing exercises, yoga, or simply spending time in nature can help shift your nervous system into a rest and digest state, giving your mitochondria a much-needed break and a chance to recover. It might not just be in your head, and it's not a character flaw. It could be a signal from your body that your cellular power plants need attention. But by focusing on nourishing your mitochondria through a whole foods diet, strategic exercise, quality sleep, and stress management, you can begin to rebuild your energy from the ground up. You're not just treating a symptom, you're addressing the root cause. Thank you so much for joining me today on this deep dive into our cellular energy. Let me know in the comments below which of these strategies you're excited to try first.